Hi, Alok. How are you doing?
I am fine, Neera ma'am. Perfectly all right.
Yeah, so we are here today at the Om Karma My Time to talk about a few things, and I'm actually intrigued to know, and so are all the viewers watching us, that from if I take your journey from then to now, you've been in the armed forces for a long, long time. So, what made you, finally take up this profession and, and then, kind of excel and progress so very well in this profession? It'll be really nice if you tell us.
Well, I think the journey started um, 2008 in a major fashion. Um, there were things which happened in my life which I never knew. Um, I used to question myself. I used to be in the boots of others during my army career as well. However, when I hit this rock bottom of my life, a lot of questions came to my mind.
Okay.
And when the questions start arising, I personally feel that that is the start of a journey. Um,
Exactly. Yeah.
Share with people, to share with your own self. On a lighter note, people say that those who talk to themselves sound foolish. But I would say that those who can talk to themselves, well, they are the right people. And that is the time when it all started into understanding my own self and others much more. That being the kickoff point, and therein came a time when people like my mentors came into my life, who gave me some certified courses upon human behaviors, and that started the change that perhaps was due within myself, and that's how I look at the start of the journey.
Yeah. So, how do you take the, I mean, if I talk of transformation, from then Alok to now Alok, what is it like? I mean, what is the, I mean, I would say the essence or the flavor of you as a whole.
That's a tough one. Um, Let me attempt it. Um, Neera ma'am, I first of all I want to start with the premise that actually one does not see the changes in oneself in a manner that you can quantify it.
Precisely.
Um, I would say that it is a sort of a feel. It is a sort of a sense which creeps into you and creeps out of you. Uh, yes, we do quantify. Not that as trainers and coaches we don't quantify. We do use the scale of 10 as well, but
Yeah.
not really. Some of the transformations which I can see from that time to my today are one listening. I
Hmm.
was run of the mill guy as anybody else, but I have started listening more. I might still find a lot of shortcomings in me, but believe you me, I used to tremble when I used to stand in front of people. I used
Uh-huh.
to keep the dais in front of me and never move away from the dais because my legs used to shiver. Today, on the contrary, when I have 5 people, 20 people, 100 people, more people, 200, 800, 900 that I have addressed maximum, the shivering has gone. The speaking used to be from the throat or the head, but now the speaking comes from the belly, as the say where you get connected for your life with your mother's womb. So those changes are those subtle changes which I can feel from the time that I started my journey and till date. I have a lot to learn too. I am still not there. I'm learning every moment, every day.
Yeah, I think that's right because I think till the last day of our lives, till we are laid to rest. We are learning. Every day is kind of teaching us something. That's so well said. And so you've done a whole lot of modalities, you've built up a whole lot of skills, and primarily at home karma, but again, back in the US, you've also done a couple of other trainings that you've taken. And I remember the fire walk that you've done there. I mean, that's something really you've been looked upon here in India, and so on and so forth. So what do you think that, I want you to throw some light on the modalities that you've done, and which is the best one that, kind of you connect to the most, and you love to help people with?
Okay. Well, to commence with, it was being an international master trainer on human behaviors. Came to me through directive communication psychology through Arthur.
Okay.
Um, I went on to do a coaching modality with Betska and John, husband and wife team from the US, from Canada, which gave me an insight into coaching modalities, how people can be probed, how I can be probed by my own self, and thereafter bring out the best potential in people. I latched on to Om Karma, your kind self, wherein I picked up tarot, I picked up numerology, I picked up angels, runes, a few more. These were to come to me in a manner that these modalities were all to do with energies, and of course some through the brain. The first two, as I spoke about, the directive communication psychology and the coaching. Thereafter came the modalities of Lenormand cards, and that was a big thing in the US, followed by the firewalking modality, which again came to me while I had gone to the US.
Okay.
Some energy works also came my way, Reiki and some more modalities on those lines. I will not be able to say which one of them was the best. Well, I connected with a whole lot of them, maybe because of the reason that they were to do something with the energy, that is the heart, and the mind. I'm not a typical brain guy. Of course, I use my brains, not that I don't. But now I have started understand that it is the mind which is more at play. And if I would like to take you a little deeper onto the spiritual journey, which I commenced a few years back, it is not even the mind. It is you behind the mind.
Yeah.
Now, who is this you? We shall not dwell much on it because that's a topic in itself. But yes, out of all these journeys, I did find tarot, Lenormand. They were very strong. Firewalking instructor's course, which I did, was a pure mind power. And that is where I connected the energies and the mind and beyond, which has started, giving me a different life, a different outlook, a different approach to life and people. Now, your question was as to what I would suggest people to perhaps take on. Well, I am nobody to suggest. However, if as a mentor and as a facilitator, I can talk of something, is first that you have to know thy own self. That's primarily the first aspect. That is spirituality. And let me speak this out, that spirituality has got nothing to do with religions. It's about knowing thy own self, knowing your gaps, how to complete them. So the first path which we must speak to people is that they must know themselves. If they know themselves, they will know others as much. That is the connect which is needed in today's environment, as I can look at it.
Yeah, exactly. Spiritual awareness is really, really important, because I've also seen that a lot of problems are also self-created. And if we, as coaches and as energy workers, if we can, open that window and make people understand, being in awareness and stuff, I think it's going to really work very well for all of them. Yeah. So how do you feel being with Om Karma in the faculty as a team? And I'm sure people are going to look forward to taking consultations from you, taking insights from you. And how do you feel?
Well, Om Karma got connected, or I got connected to Om Karma when I was at the bottom most level of my life. Um, I am quite overwhelmed with the kind of energies Om Karma has, with its founder in the form of you. Um, I got connected to all the energies which came my way, the modalities. Maybe I got also got my lot of certifications post my joining Om Karma. Om Karma has got a very clear diktat, a very clear vision, objective. Uh, you do not only teach through the head, you also teach through the heart. Earlier, I was of the opinion that it is the head that matters, but I think over a period of time, I have started understanding that it is the head and the heart, and a good combine of the two which
Yeah,
matters.
precisely.
And also at Om Karma, I found that there are various kinds of people who come and learn. You know how to distinguish between them because everybody does not learn the same manner as common to all. No, it's not that. So that is one aspect where I thought my connection with Om Karma made me also grow and made me also give the same back to people as they were. So those were the aspects which I feel came into me from being connected with Om Karma. I think it's almost about 7 years now. And
Yeah, possible. Yeah, I think so. 7 years. Yeah, exactly. That's a long time.
it's a long
Yeah.
time, so it's a good journey. In fact, my change of life did happen before that, but the major transformations started happening after I came in and got connected to Omkar.
Thank you so much. And so I have another set of questions. Like I have two questions primarily. And one is that what is the benefit if, very shortly, if you can tell us, what is the benefit of being in this profession, where we are kind of curating or chiseling or, transforming people? And secondly, what kind of problems do people come up with to you? What is it that you feel the most, that the section of people are, concerned about or, interested in knowing about themselves?
All right, I'll take the second question first before I go to the benefits that we can give or people can take or we can get.
Yeah.
People generally come up with issues related to their careers. They are not performing as well. Shortcomings in their lives could be finances, could be they not operating at their full capacities or potentials. Aspects related to relationships. Seeking some guidance, some remedial measures which they can take. Um, they also want to understand the gaps that they have within themselves, which perhaps then can lead them towards completion, towards becoming better and better, more effective. Um, those are the areas which people are seeking in the form of a lot of questions coming to them. Um, as I look at the first question of yours, what are the benefits accrued? Well, I would say the benefits are there in the form of the sharing that happens between me as a mentor, a facilitator, a guide, and they as students. They take away these gaps which they have, not all completed, but I think that even if a seed has been sowed, it will generate at some point of time.
Yes, it will.
And really people have started understanding it now. Corporates never used to understand spirituality earlier, but now even the individuals who are coming beyond the corporates also who are coming have started understanding the need of spirituality. And I think this sharing is really helping both me as a facilitator. I'm learning with every client I learn, and with every client I try to give back the most that I have in the form of whatever gaps they have, whatever best potentials they can come up to, whatever areas they can, iron out the creases which they have to make them a little better. So those are the benefits which I, and a professional can do it well. And that is where I
Yes,
sometimes I
I
do
do
find.
agree. I do agree. Yeah. Um, Actually, it's really fascinating, and you're so inspiring from being in the armed forces to being a corporate trainer and then into spirituality. And I also know that you are a very intense reader, and you are writing a fantastic book right now. And I'm sure it's going to, by the grace of God, it's going to get completed soon and hit the shelves. Can you tell us something about this book of yours and, just a brief?
Ma'am, I would take a minute extra. I am reprinting my first book, 108 Soft Morning Musings, which came up in 2012. These were 108 thoughts which used to percolate early in the morning in the form of guidances to people, to myself, as to what we can do more in our lives to become better. My second book speaks about all the 62 or 65 articles which have appeared in India and abroad, and I have collated them under one roof. It talks about human behaviors, it talks about directive communication psychology, it talks about um, uh, blatant topics like marriages are made in heaven but executed on planet Earth. So that is my second book which is coming out. My third book is the core and very close to my heart, which is the soul's spiritual travails. The journey from two Dvaita to one to Advaita to zero, that is Shunya. I am trying to pen in my thoughts about through non-Advaitic approach and some other approaches as well to touch base with my reader to make spirituality a much simpler process. Everything is available in our Upanishads. They are available all around the world. But nobody has the kind of time, nobody has got the kind of passion to peruse through those books and available journals and whatnot. So I'm trying to pen in about 250 to 300 pages, about 70 odd thousand words, wherein people can understand spirituality, can be one with the oneness of the creator, because we are all one. And in case we can become one, we can be more better givers rather than being takers alone, and we can connect with each other, which is again the need of the hour. And the humane human is the form that I am trying to bring together so that we are more effective with our environment. So that is the third thing which I'm trying.
I'm sure, when something which is so consolidated, and I mean, you're creating this, picking up from various sources and being able to give, in a consolidated form. I think it's going to be quite interesting and very, very intriguing, even for people to, go through and understand things better. That's actually a very, very beautiful attempt and a very, very effective attempt on your side to come up with this kind of a thing. And yeah, so Om Karma is really, really happy also and wish you all the luck for the success of this book. So yeah, so now I come to that, you have these people coming from different walks of life. with their problems and all. So how would you, how do you diagnose? What is the kind of a process that you go through where you diagnose the problem, and what is the kind of solution, or what we call as a remedy, that provide to them?
Neera ma'am, I would like to elaborate it a little. First of all, as I shared with you, that I have started listening much more. So my first step is that I listen to them. Um, and I also must share that listening is not to what they are only speaking. A good listener is he who also listens to the unsaid. That is reading between the lines.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the problem as it comes to me from two aspects: from the expression that they have and from the thinking that they are doing. Having had a bit of a journey into human psychology, that is through directive communication psychology, where I use number of modalities to understand where from the issue or the aspect is coming from my client. So that's my takeoff. Until and unless I don't know 90, 95, 100% of what he or she is bringing to me on the table, I can't I can't diagnose it and I can't give a solution. I'll come to step two. Honestly, I do not give solutions.
Mm-hmm.
I make them realize the solution which is coming towards them, that is the right solution for them. See, you and me are two different beings. We think differently. So do my clients. So my client and me are at different levels of thinking. So the solution has to seem to be beneficial to my client. That is my view of looking at his problem, her problem. And when the client realizes that that is the benefit and he or she can take it with him or her, is the time when he or she would do it wholeheartedly. But the point that I'm trying to make it, that art of giving is mine. How to get the best out of my client to take away the things that I'm sharing or the remedies or the guidances that I'm giving, that art is mine. How to generate that spark, of course, has to be with the facilitator. But yes, that is the modality which I generally follow.
Yeah, see, the participation and the application, of course, is really important. And I also know that you do the eye, face, body language readings, which are so accurate. In fact, also the intuitive readings and all. So that's actually really exciting. And I'm sure that whoever comes to you or visits you at the Om Karma website and in the faculty and takes a consultation from you is surely going to get sorted. That's really for sure. Alok, what is that message, that little message of yours, which inspires you, and which you would like to, kind of pass it on to people?
Well, one message that I want to give to my audience would be try and be yourself. Um, yes, there are occasions where you can't be yourself. Um, Given the circumstance, be as much as you can be closer to your nature. Try and keep the stresses, the conflicts away from you because they sap your energies. And believe you me, we are all energies. More stress, less energies. Less stress and conflict, higher the energy vibrations. That's what I can share with
That's so beautiful. That's so well said. Thank you so much for for this talk, and I'm sure the viewers are going to really like our speaking to each other and getting to know a bit about the faculty, the team who are here and there to serve all of them with their expertise. And let's take a call now. And at the end of the talk show, Atmanaman to everyone. And thank you for watching.
So kind.